Hey everybody, Chris here. So we had the big Donald Trump Elon Musk feud on Thursday. What is the crypto fallout for that? We're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And on my live on Thursday, we're getting to the truth of what actually happened with the drops in the crypto prices. There's a lot of people who just say, oh, Elon called out Trump as being in the Epstein files, and that's what crashed the market. No, that isn't what initially crashed the market. It didn't help later on, and I'll show you that on the charts. But there's all these mistruths out there already, and things getting blown out of proportion, and we had the Tesla stock dropping, and that was because of something else that came earlier, and all of that just... But that's what happens with other influencers and media who just like grab the wrong headline, and because that's what's going to sell more. None of that is true. But we also had Chris being a bear yesterday. But did you get it? Did you get it? It was the reverse Chris. Yes, I was doing the reverse Chris because I wanted the prices to go back up. And they are. And even the Magic 8 Ball, that's right, even the Magic 8 Ball said it was certain that Dogecoin was going to drop into the 15s. And it's the reverse Magic 8 Ball as well. So let's get into it. Let me show you the charts and the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And we start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart. We start at 17.8 cents. That's right, up to 17.8. So this 17-cent support line is actually looking pretty good. During the live yesterday, we were down in the 16.9, 16.8s. Some of you were buying on that dip right there. But overnight, was wondering what the Asian markets were going to do, and they basically did nothing. They did nothing overnight, and this morning we started to see recovery in the market and in Bitcoin as well, moving all the way up back and touching 104 now after the dip down to 100,500 yesterday. Look at the volume of trading though that we had during that sell-off. Yes, so if anybody was selling their Bitcoin down here at 100K, and now we're up to 103, 104. You got to wonder, why are you selling on the red candles? What? It's the fear, right? Those are usually newer crypto investors who just, oh, this is just going to keep dropping. It's going to drop to 95 or 90. You learn, and you learn diamond hands and just be able to take that as it comes. And the same with Doge as well. We had the initial drop. And then we had the second drop. And that's important to note that there were actually two pullbacks on Thursday. The first one had nothing to do with Trump and Elon because that public feud hadn't even started yet at that time. Then that came out and there was the second drop. So it's important to know that distinction there, as right now we are Friday morning. The markets haven't opened yet, but so far, the Dow futures are up, S&P futures are up, NASDAQ futures are up. Satoshi Flipper says, okay, we see you, Wall Street, bidding hard pre-market ahead of the highly anticipated jobs report the day after the Trump-Musk bromance drama. That's right, the bromance drama. I don't know, are you interested in non-farm payrolls, and is that really going to affect crypto? It does affect the stock market a little bit, but the jobs data is what it is. And if you do year over year kind of comparisons, you're comparing them to the Biden fake numbers and all of that. I don't give much credence. It might have a little blip there, but it's just a short little blip in a much bigger picture, which we'll get to in a little bit, because in the end, this whole Trump-Musk dust-up, right? Or spat, or whatever you want to call it, really just gave you a great buying opportunity down here. That's what it did, buying the dips. We talked about that during the live stream. That's really what it was about. CoinMarketCap says, look, Bitcoin trader James Nguyen lost $25 million on his latest leverage position, right? And James Nguyen himself is like, I made $100 million, lost it in a week using leverage like an idiot, right? And then he did more leverage and he lost even more. I don't know what the total amount lost was because, I mean, he was up 100 and then he lost 100 and then he lost like 40 or some odd more. I mean, so he's down overall on his account, whatever that was. But he says he lost 100, or he wants to make 100. But I don't really know what. It doesn't matter. Because in the end, he says, if you too want to trade leverage, you can do it on Hyperliquid. Make sure to follow proper risk management. Funny coming from 40x leverage guy here. Money can come fast and go fast. Use code WIN to save money on fees. So now he's just shilling, right? Hyperliquid again, because he's got a long ways to come back. But that's what it was. It was the 40x leverage. We talked about that initial drop there was taking out hundreds of millions of dollars of leverage, particularly on the Bitcoin drop there. When Bitcoin dropped here to 1032, that is what initiated all of that huge leverage there. Now, on top of that, after the Trump-Musk spat happened and the markets were going down further, the market makers were like, yes, let's go. Let's go. Almost $1 billion of leverage trades ended up getting wiped out by the time we got to my live stream yesterday. That was like $800 million of leverage, and we showed that during the live stream. That's what happened. So the first part was James Wynn and other leverage traders. The second part was the Musk-Trump spat, right? So what is going on here with Elon and Trump? Are they going to make up, right? This is what Sir Doge of the coin was like. Elon Musk, Donald Trump call tomorrow. And he's like, you hang up. No, you hang up. Okay. So they're going to have a call today probably. And this is like, I think they both realize that, they've got to calm the waters here, because, I mean, these are like the richest person in the world, the most powerful person in the world, like arguing and fighting. That doesn't help anything. And I think last night there were a number of different posts on X that kind of let Elon realize, like, take it down a notch, right? You don't have to stand down your SpaceX rockets because of the threat of expiring or removing contracts from the government and all. Let's just... But it started with the big, beautiful bill. We talked about that, right? The big, beautiful bill. And Elon's criticism of it. And there is some good criticism there. We don't want to raise the debt more, right? And Trump actually, I mean, he was running on that. So, but then, Elon called out the big, beautiful bill. Trump threatened to cut Elon's government contracts. Elon hit back, saying Trump wouldn't have won the 2024 election without his support. There's the EV stuff that's getting cut, right? Is that gonna cut down on the number of cars being bought? I don't know. But then Elon comes back later and talks about the Epstein files, and Trump is in there. That's not good. Not good at all. But for them to make up, that's the big thing. Let's just take this down a notch. I think that'd be good. Michael Vanderpop says, look, overall, Bitcoin about to break back higher. Taking all the liquidity, it's being absorbed. These levels should usually be the end of the correction, and that's what we had. Bitcoin drops down, hits 100,500, right? Great buying opportunity. Now starting to move back up, break up above 105, and it's time to party. That's right. So Michelle says, it's time to party then. Let's go, right? That's the bigger picture. And even ETH. Trader Allen says, look, ETH, right? This is an opportunity here to buy ETH down here. 24, 23s, right? Bouncing off of that resistance line. And once it breaks above it, look out. It's happening. ETH. And the ETH is really winding up. The ETFs continue to be positive. The buying of ETFs. But be cautious. There are some traders, or some trader who has bet $2 million on ETH to pump 30%. That's right. There are 61,000 ETH call options at 3,200 and 3,400. 3,200 and 3,400. Right now, the price is at 2,460. So I don't know what this does in terms of call options versus leverage trades on crypto, but they're probably just not going to make it, and it's probably not going to go that high. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing about crypto now. It's no longer just like this decentralized currency thing. I mean, all these heavy traders are doing their stuff, right? Leverage, shorting, call options, puts, pulls, whatever. It's just like, that's what it's become now. And I don't think we're going to have that huge volatility anymore because the market makers, the exchanges are going to just squash all these big runs one way or the other. That's what it's become now. It's the whole sort of curve, right, that's coming around in terms of volatility on the crypto markets. That's really what's happening. Now, what does this mean on Dogecoin? Like, I was looking this morning through the articles and we're like, Musk's feud with Trump, exit from Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, really bad for Dogecoin. Dogecoin price risks a 66% drop to 6 cents as Trump Musk feud. I mean, come on, 6 cent Doge. I mean, I was playing bear yesterday, but come on, 6 cent. I mean, even the bears in the chat weren't saying 6 cents. They were like 10 cents maybe, right? Doge price prediction, what's next for Dogecoin as Trump Musk feud intensifies, right? And I clicked on that one, and that ended up being this AI-generated article, and it's just like, come on, right? Elon Musk warns of a recession, slams Trump's tariffs. It's just like, let's just all take it down a notch, right? You know what's really happening? Trader Alan, we can always count on him, right? Another beautiful, colorful chart here with the symmetrical triangle showing that support line at the apex. We're just going to recover and move back up. Trader Alan, again, another beautiful, he's getting good at these colors. They look nice. Dogecoin has seen a sharp drop here. Will Doge reverse back to an uptrend? Right? That's what we're looking for, is that reverse back. And so far, it is reversing back. And that is happening. Jack Mallers, we talked on this one yesterday. This is the dip. Every dip is a chance to own a bigger slice of monetary freedom. That's right. Of course, he's talking about Bitcoin, particularly, because he's got this whole new company where you basically are lending against your Bitcoin, right? So he's going to make money off everybody who puts their Bitcoin up for lending, because he doesn't want you to sell your Bitcoin, right? So he's more than willing to lock your Bitcoin up in a smart contract and then give you money for it. And you live off that money. You never sell the Bitcoin, because then you've got this capital gains tax on top of that. But you could apply that to Dogecoin as well. You could. OG Dogecoin holders may be interested in a vehicle like that for Doge, because you don't want to sell that Doge and be liable for all that tax. So someone's going to take advantage of that on the Doge front too. But that monetary freedom thing is also about Doge, because we want to spend our Doge. We want to use our Doge as currency. I know not all of you. Some of you just want to make money on the investment side, because that's what crypto, a lot of it is. But I want it as monetary freedom. I don't want to use the banks. So I like that. I like that. Pennybag says, look, once the powers that be are done acquiring as much Bitcoin as possible, their next logical choice will be Doge. Understand, these are the two major and arguably biggest threats to the monetary system and policies of the world. Both are decentralized. Both are commodities. One is used as a store of value. Another is used as a medium of exchange. These are arguably the only two things you need. And that's what I've been saying, right? You guys have heard me say it's Bitcoin and Dogecoin now. Yeah, I still have some Trump collectible tokens that are losing value, and I've got a little bit of Peak, and a little bit of ETH, and a little bit of, I'm going to get rid of all of that, and it's just going to be Bitcoin and Dogecoin. That's going to be me going forward in my investing. Yeah, I mean, you can make money doing these other things. You can go chase your Pepes and your bunks and do all of that. Fine, right? We can all win. But this is what I'm doing. Pennybags has it nailed. That's all you need. Bitcoin is the digital gold. Dogecoin is the digital cash. And that's it. That's it going forward. One Doge equals one Doge, always. So can we price things in Dogecoin now and not compare it to the US dollar? That is going to take a while. I mean, the Bitcoin maxis have all been trying to get that to price everything in Bitcoin. And nobody's doing that. But Doge? Maybe. And we zoom out, we look at the bigger picture, and Gel is like, look, the previous cycles, 4-year cycles again, cycle 1, 152 weeks. Cycle 2, 152 weeks. We've got 20 more weeks this cycle from when I sold my house, right? Back in December of 2022, after the FTX crash, right? After the big bankruptcy FTX, right? Where does that take us to? Cycle top projection, end of October into November. That's when that's going to happen, depending on when you actually start that, right? And what I've been saying, look out for the fall, the blow-off top. We had a blow-off top in 2017. We had the second blow-off top in 2021, that second run of Bitcoin. I know Dogecoin didn't take part in all of that, because Dogecoin just got shorted all the hell down. But Bitcoin did. And this is what I'm talking about. Just let's get through the choppy summer and let's get to the fall. That's where the fun is going to be. That's what I think. Diamond hands, baby. That's what I've got. And look at this. We got some big movement. We just touched 18 cents here. I did a little blip right up to 18 here while I was recording this. So recovery's looking good so far. That doesn't mean there might not be a pullback later and all of that. That's all going to play out. But all right, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the Trump-Musk feud? And is it going to continue? Is it going to weigh down on the crypto markets? Or is all of this just a momentary thing and we just go on? Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.